Okay, this is my last income report for 2022. You're probably watching this sometime in January. That's okay, because obviously I have to go back through, take a look at my income and expenses and do all of my bookkeeping before I can share the numbers with you. But I also be sharing the final number, the revenue amount that I made in 2022. Stick around. Hey guys, it's Justine. I run this channel, Debt Free Millennials, helping people crush their debt and live payment free. And I also share real numbers of what I bring in as a self-employed content creator. I've been doing this for 5 years now. It sometimes can be a grind. It sometimes can feel like things are stalling and not progressing, but nevertheless, I feel like this past year was actually a really great year despite some setbacks and challenges. But let's go ahead and get into the revenue and what I earned in December. Okay, let's start with Instagram Reels. I've been qualifying for their bonus Reels, which basically means they'll monetize any Reels that you publish on their platform. And this past month, I made $106 doing that. Affiliates brought in $577. Digital products brought in $527. So both affiliates and digital products kind of making around the same amount of money. YouTube brought in $2,333. And client work brought in $4,025. That means my total for December was $7,569. All right, let's go ahead and hop into my business expenses because, of course, I have a lot of subscriptions, annual subscriptions that happen around November, December. So let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And there's a couple of things that I did here this past month. So I actually went through my bookkeeping software. I've been using Wave apps to track all of my expenses and my income. And then I just kind of reconcile those transactions at the end of each month. So all of the bold items are what I actually spent money on. And so my Southwest credit card membership is $99 a year. Let me tell you, if you've seen Southwest Airlines in the news recently, you know that things are just tanking for this company. And keep in mind, I really do not travel for Debt Free Millennials that often. Maybe in the future, especially if I start doing on-site visits for my financial wellness program. But I'm really thinking about getting rid of this card and going back to either the Chase Business Inc. or something else that has a better cashback program versus just building up airline points. But anyway, that went through. I also paid for Adobe InDesign because I've been working on trying to get a physical copy of my workbook available to you guys, and we needed to format some of the pages. It's still not correct. I'm sorry, Ryan, my designer. I'm trying to help him out. He's been fiddling with this software and with the actual file for like 15 hours, I swear. So I still need help with it. Regardless, that was added because I was trying to help him with it. You'll see that I also paid him for some design work that I did. I paid for some client gifts, and then I spent about $300 from my sinking fund money from software and equipment. So I had to get a new camera battery and SD card because the old SD card that I had completely just like crapped out on me one morning and completely not erased, but lost all of my files. So I paid for a recovery wizard, which was $169. Now I did pay for the lifetime version of that recovery wizard because I've used it before, and now here I am 2 years later using it again. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get lifetime access to this because this has happened to me in the past. I went through, they recovered some of the video files, but not the ones that I was wanting, and it was for a client project. I had to completely refilm. It was a mess. Regardless, spent $300. So what I did differently for this budget is I actually added in that sinking fund income right here because I set aside the money for things like the credit card membership fee and for the software and equipment savings, and then I just pulled money from that. So what actually hit my bank account was $14,713, and you'll know that it was that high because my revenue from the previous month was so high. So I just got paid out for that. And then here's where I actually recorded the revenue, and this money will hit my bank account next month, most likely. So my expenses were $1,800. I went ahead and started contributing $1,000 to the SEP IRA again. And then I set aside $4,288, oh my God, for taxes. That's just 1 month of taxes just gone, which means my after-tax take-home pay was just over $8,000. Now, when I set aside money for taxes, I actually completely transfer this over into a different bank account. So instead of using my primary bank account where it's just sitting and accumulating and it looks like I have just tons and tons of money, I'm actually moving it over to Novo Bank. I love using them because they actually came out with these little reserves, so I can take that bulk amount and then move money into these reserve funds. So it's all within the same account, it's just earmarked. So now I can earmark money specifically for taxes, and then I can also pay the IRS my quarterly tax payments directly from Novo, so I don't have to move it back and forth. It has been an awesome bank for me. This is an online bank. I can access it from my phone, from my desktop. I really love how smooth that process is between transferring funds back and forth between my primary bank and Novo Bank. And also they added reserves as a new feature this past year. So if you are interested in setting up a business checking account, definitely check out Novo Bank. I will put my affiliate link below for you to sign up. And if you sign up using my link, you actually get some free money if you hold an account balance of at least $100 for 30 days. I think they're paying back something like 40 or 50 bucks on that. So it's definitely well worth signing up for Novo. Okay, I promised you that I would tell you what the final amount was that I ended up with in 2022. So let's take a look at the spreadsheet that I've created up here in my budget. So you can see my revenue, and boom, made $112,000, $112,316.31. I am very, very pleased with that, knowing that I had an original goal of 125 and then I had a stretch goal of 150. This is not close to 150, but pretty dang close to 125. So I am very, very happy with that. Now you'll see what income was actually reported here, and you're gonna see a discrepancy here, but that's also because that money, again, that I've billed will not be paid out until net 30 normally. Sometimes net 45 depending on the contract details. And then you'll see I had $22,000 in expenses. I contributed over $10,000 to my SEP IRA, which means I had a profit of around $76,000. And then after taxes, just under $45,000. All right, let's talk about some of the obstacles that happened this past month. Obviously, with the holidays, that really derails me from creating YouTube content. I know this every single year, but I think the fact that I had FinCon in September, I got sick, I moved, and then we were without childcare for a long time. I think that really just derailed my progress on YouTube. So if I know that FinCon is usually around September, October, and then the holidays hit, I think I would be better prepared if I had taken the time maybe back in like July, August to really fill out as much of my content calendar as possible, to even just put some filler videos through November and December just to like keep the content out and keep it moving, so that way I don't miss any days, because I did miss a day last Friday. I wanted to put out our year-end review for beers and budgeting, and we just did not get to that. We haven't even filmed it yet, so hopefully that happens soon. But it's also generally a slow time for business during December because so many companies are pretty much done spending their budget for the year and everybody's on winter break. So those were my biggest obstacles. Let's talk about the wins. So last video I talked about I was going to do this text message membership, and I was asking you guys whether or not you thought that was a good idea to text back and forth with people who had quick financial questions, and people were like, Justine, that seems like that is going to be a big time suck. And I'm like, you're right. And also with the text messaging membership, the fees would be really small, like $5, and the return on investment just would not be worth it. So I came up with another solution called the 30-minute financial fix, which I have recently announced, and it is a 30-minute private workshop session with you and me together, sitting down, going over your budget and your financial goals for 2023, and then me giving you a roadmap and a prioritization of how I would work your budget and your financial goals so that they are all together, working together, and you are achieving those goals by the end of the year. So 30-minute financial fix is kind of like a prereq to budget boot camp. That 30-minute session is a preview of what you would get for budget boot camp. So I could see two different styles of people really coming into 30-minute financial fix. One, the person who's like, I've got everything on lock, like I don't need anything else, I just need help with this specific money situation that I'm dealing with right now. Then there is that one person who's like, I don't know if I really need a budget coach, but I do have some issues with my money that I want addressed. And as we talk through it, this is where I see, oh, you would be a really good fit for budget boot camp and move into that direction. I think this is a fantastic offering that I put together. I've been working on it basically over Christmas, and the best part about it is it's only $37 to do. So it's, I think, a perfect entry point. That's a big win. The next win is that I batch filmed some TikToks and Reels, and I've been experimenting with some secondary apps called CapCut and SnapTik. So CapCut has some templates that you can use, and just kind of what it provides is editing outside of those apps, and then you can publish into both of the apps, which is really nice. And then SnapTik allows you to, which I think I might be going towards SnapTik now. SnapTik allows you to take out the TikTok watermark on your TikTok videos and then publish them into Instagram without that TikTok watermark floating all around the video. I actually saw this girl had a TikTok, and she was like, I had a goal to post one TikTok a day, and basically said no scrolling, like stay in my lane, don't look at anybody else's content, just focus on mine. And her account exploded. I'm like, that is what I need to do, because I can get so stuck in comparing myself to other financial content creators. I'm like, wow, she's doing amazing things, she's doing amazing things, and what am I doing? I'm consuming their content. So I'm like, I need to get back into focusing on my own content. By the way, I had a great sales coaching call with one of my friends from my mastermind group. I also got signed up for HubSpot again, so I can start tracking leads for my financial wellness workshop that is currently available. And so now that the holidays are past, I can really start working my network and seeing what companies might be available or interested in hosting a money workshop for their employees. So if that's you, or you're somebody in an HR department and you would like somebody to talk about financial wellness or money, getting on track with budgeting and paying off debt, contact me. Come and check me out. I will leave a link to my wellness workshop page so that you can either pass it along to your director or take a look at, and I'd be happy to chat with you a little bit more about that. So for 2023 business goals, the biggest goal that I have for this year is to increase my sales skills. So whether that is doing my own products, like through the 30-minute financial fix, doing the wellness workshop, doing affiliates, just making sure that I have a better grasp on being able to sell properly without being too pushy, but also showing what available services and products that I have for individuals to thrive and prosper from. And also, I think my second goal is just to stay in my creative lane and not consume so much, but create more. So I think that is going to be a challenge for me. And I thought also, like, if I really do just want to scroll, that I can give myself like timed scroll like scrolling time. Just basically set a timer for like 10 minutes and then scroll to my heart's desire and then get it out of my system and then back to creating. So those are the goals that I have for 2023. This is a look at what the business looks like and what I earn in December. Don't forget, if you want to set up your own business checking account and make sure things are set up properly, separate from your personal finances, you'll definitely want to check out Novo Bank. I will leave a link to Novo below for you to check out. And I'll catch you in 2023 where we're talking more about business revenue, goals, and ideas. Thank you so much for being here. I love sharing this with you. I hope you find this transparency inspiring. If you like this one, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one.